Thank you all for being here. I'm John Lippincott. I'm president of CASE, the Council for Advancement and Support of Education, and I want to welcome you all to the 2012 U.S. Professors of the Year Awards Luncheon.
It's just such an honor to be here with all of you, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to really shine a spotlight on excellence in teaching. There can't be anything more important to this country than students who come into your classrooms, I'm talking to the awardees on the stage, and learn what you have to give them and actually complete their programs and move into society, continue their education, and become, hopefully, the leaders of every community in our nation. And of course, we don't have that right now. So that's why the work of all faculty across this country is so essential to what we need to do going forward. And, you know, I was very proud when I first came to Washington, I've been here almost 4 years, to hear the president talk about in April, a couple of months after taking office, what would it take for the country to have the best educated, most competitive workforce in the world. It's going to take great teaching, as emulated here on this podium by the awardees, and it's going to take a shared responsibility.
I'd also like to thank several organizations that have helped make this luncheon possible. First, I want to recognize the generous support of TIAA-CREF, Higher Education's premier financial investment network.
I'm actually going to make my statements very brief because this event is not about TIAA-CREF or what we do. This is really to honor great professors who strive for the same excellence that TIAA-CREF strives for every day.
We're fortunate to have with us the presidents of 4 institutions with state or national winners this year. So I would like to ask them to stand and be recognized. They are Gerard Buckley, president of the National Technical Institute for the Deaf at Rochester Institute of Technology. Gerard, welcome. Paul Dale, president of Paradise Valley Community College. Paul, where are you? Paul, thanks for being here. Judy Genshaft, president of the University of South Florida. Judy, thanks for being here. And Carrie Israel, president of Collin College. Carrie, thanks for being with us. I'd also like to just take a moment to recognize the members of the governing boards of CASE and of the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching. Would the trustees of the 2 organizations please stand, and would all of you please join me in thanking them not only for their support of this program, but for all they do to advance American higher education. Would the 2 boards please stand?
We are now in our 3rd decade of co-sponsoring this event with the Council for the Advancement and Support of Education. And John, as always, it's a pleasure to share this work with you. I would also like to personally recognize our long-standing partner in this event, TIAA-CREF, represented today by Kevin Moultrie.
Nearly 300 educators throughout the United States were nominated for the 2012 Professor of the Year Awards. Based on a thorough review of the nominating materials, including curriculum vitae, teaching logs, and personal statements, independent judges from across the country selected 31 state winners and 4 national winners. Our winners will humbly protest that they are not the exception but the rule when it comes to America's professoriate. And while I would agree that our nation enjoys an extraordinary pool of talented professors, those we honor today are truly exceptional, truly outstanding in their field. And now to our national winners. The U.S. Professors of the Year are judged within 4 institutional categories: baccalaureate, community college, doctoral, and master's institutions.
It's just quite an honor to be here among the greatest in the country. We really need to be constantly thinking about what's in it for them, right? What's in it for our students, making everything we do relevant to their lives. Which brings me to the most important part of my message. It's clear to me that who we are matters much more to our students than what we know. they will tell you we can potentially have a huge impact on their lives because inspiring teachers and leaders at their very core are simply great people who make us feel that we too can become great.
Next, we recognize the Outstanding Community College Professor of the Year. And the winner is Lois Roma Deely, Professor of Creative Writing at Paradise Valley Community College in Phoenix, Arizona.
My thanks to the Carnegie Foundation for the advancement of teaching, CASE, and to all who have made this day possible. I am deeply honored and a little nervous to receive this award. Thank you so much. Some say we live in a cynical age where the idea of noble lives, of striving, failing, and then trying again are antiquated notions from relics from another age. But I know better. My students have taught me well.
Our next award goes to the Outstanding Doctoral and Research University Professor of the Year, and our winner is Avatar Kaur, Professor of Mechanical Engineering at the University of South Florida in Tampa, Florida.
I share this award with all the students who have taken a small part of their journey with me over the last 25 years. Without a doubt, they have collectively taught me more than I have taught them. And there have been students, which include Dan, who have individually taught me, not through precept, but by example, about seeking grace, facing adversity, and not the least, when not to open my mouth. Thank you to the Council of Advancement and Support of Education and the Carnegie Foundation for the advancement of teaching, for this honor, and for the recognition of the importance of undergraduate education. Thanks to TIAA-CREF for sponsoring today's luncheon, and Phi Beta Kappa for sponsoring tonight's reception. When I started teaching a course in numerical methods in 1988, that was a long time ago, students would ask me questions that could not be answered on the spot as they involved lengthy calculations. Most times, I would go back to my office and write short computer programs to find answers to those questions. This led me to thinking that I should write simulation programs for the course, and since my fellow instructors in other universities must be asked similar questions, why not send these programs to them on a bunch of 1.44 megabyte disks?
We conclude with the Outstanding Masters University and College Professor of the Year. The winner is Todd Pagano, Associate Professor, Department of Science and Mathematics, and Director of the Laboratory Science Technology Program for Rochester Institute of Technology's National Technical Institute for the Deaf in Rochester, New York.
Well, 3 to 4 minutes. That's been the amount of time I've been given for my remarks. And to the students who politely sit in my classroom as I run along on every single class period, can certainly appreciate my need for this time constraint. A distinguished guest of mine, former president of the American Chemical Society and current NTID advisory board member, Dr. Katie Hunt, can surely relate to the need for time constraints. And she will never give a presentation without her pointer that has a timer on it. I'm going to use a technique that's a little bit more primitive to keep my time. Now, my wife and every person at my tables know for a fact that I actually burn the candle on both ends. And you can see I experimented with trying that, but the logistics of hot wax going all over the place didn't make it worth the joke. So I'm just going to keep the one lit. Thank you. Thank you.
I want to congratulate once again all of our national and state winners, and thank you for all you've done to help your students craft better lives, to help your colleagues create better learning environments, and to help your institutions contribute to a better world.
What an amazing group of winners and an amazing group of students. Lest there be any doubt about our nation's next generation, with students like this, we are truly in great hands. Thank you to all of you.